My name is Sushmita.
I'm Sam.
Broadcasting live from Global TV Bollywood Studio, India.
Live from Global TV London studio. You are watching Global TV Philippines.
I'm so excited to join you. Catch me soon on the Rapporteur News with
Isabel
Fernandez and Chino Hansel
Filiang.
Together, let's unite the universe with substance by bringing news you can trust. Until then.
See you.
All right. All right. So I guess we're live. Thank you very much for joining the PopCon Better Normal. That's the online pop culture convention for a hashtag Better Normal. My name is Jay Agonoy from Keepsakes, and I will be moderating this segment, which is called Cosplay During the Pandemic and Beyond, or as you have seen in the intro earlier, Cosplay in the Better Normal. This again is part of the Popcorn Better Normal. That's hashtag Popcorn Better Normal of Red Cloud Interactive together with Action Kalikasan Eco Actions PH. And this is for the benefit of Action Kalikasan Eco Actions PH and Greenpeace. So thank you for supporting the event. Now, we will not be we will not be keeping you waiting further, and we will be introducing our panel of guests in this afternoon session. We quite tad went a bit late from the earlier event, which we also enjoyed. But at this moment, let's start introducing our panelists. First up, he's a cosplayer and a frontliner. Currently, he's in San Juan, in Metro Manila, where we have seen. Perhaps this is the first city which had a very public case of the virus. Let's welcome Dranzer Dice on the line. Dice?
Hello, good afternoon.
Ayan, okay. So how are you? Kumusta ka dyan?
Okay naman, bale, from night shift ako kanina, so, ayun.
So wala
I
ka
just
pang tulog?
woke lang.
Wala ka pang
Slight.
tulog? Slight.
Gising lang.
Same. All right. Okay. Next guest we have on the line. I hope she's here. She's a cosplayer and dancer. Her name is Ross DIONG. Is Ross on the line with us? All right. Okay. So we'll get back to Ross later on. Our next guest will be... All right, Ross. All right. Finally, Ross is here. Hi, Ross.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you well. Just keep your mic closer to yourself.
Kumusta?
Kumusta naman? It's been a while since I hosted a panel like this, and I'm really happy. I'm really happy to host this panel with every one of you. All right. Following Ross is an award-winning cosplayer. We've seen her in the past in cosplay competitions a lot. And when I say she's an award-winning cosplayer, I'm not kidding. Her name is Ashley Misaki. Ashley. All right. Hello. Hello. Your mic's on. Ayan. All right. She's a lady of a few words. Also, we have cosplayer and crafter. His name is, we'll call him TAKERU ARINO. So si TAKERU. Personally, I call him Poch.
Yo. Hi. Thanks for having me.
He's the one behind the 10 Eisen gaming stream. You know, the stream on Facebook. He's doing game streaming Bleach. And we'll talk about that later. And coming from Washington State in the West Coast of the United States of America, one of the pioneers of the Kosubosu cosplay group. Let's welcome TRIX.
Hello.
Right. How are you doing? What time is it there? TRIX?
It is currently 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock. All right. Right. So yeah, hi me. Hi me. I saw myself. I enjoy watching this panel. This is again part of the Popcorn Better Normal, and you can see the full video of this. If you miss a part of it, you can go back in a few hours and then get back here and watch the whole thing. And thank you, Celine from Arcade Mac. Thank you very much, and congratulations. Thank you very much. Dranzer, and my fans ka dito. Yeah. So okay. All right. So on the first part, let's ask everyone their greatest moments before the pandemic hits. So we'll start with Dranzer, then with Ross, Ashley, TAKERU, and TRIX. Please share to us the best moments you had in your cosplay career just before all of these things started, all of this pandemic started. Let's start with Dranzer. Dranzer, anong best moment mo?
Best moment siguro siguro yung mga cosplay rackets ko na even na na before kasi noon may mga events pa akong napupuntahan tapos naapag ng mga gaming events then bali nagko-cosplay ka then meron ka na ring natatanggap na something na
Yung parang kumbaga parang yung racket mo na kumita ka na sa kaka-cosplay mo.
yes, yun.
Oo,
At saka syempre yung mga
sige, go.
tsaka syempre yung mga friends, yung huling event kasi masaya yung sa Mega Mall. So yun parang yun yung huling event na parang huling mo sila makakasama na hindi mo akalain na yun pala yung last na talaga magkikita kayo ng magkakasama.
Alam mo, relate ako dyan. I can relate to that, really. It's been a while. Again, when did this whole quarantine thing started? March, April, May,
Yes.
June, July, August. It's been 6 months since the quarantine has been imposed upon us, regardless if it's general quarantine or enhanced community quarantine or modified enhanced community quarantine. It's still a queue. It's still quarantine. My goodness, really. Nakakamiss pumunta sa mga conventions. Okay, so moving on to Ross. What's the greatest moments that you've had? Can you share to us one of the greatest moments you had in your cosplay career before this pandemic started?
Kakayahin ko yung sagot ni Dranzer.
Rumaraket ka rin?
Actually, rocket kami. Rumaraket kasi kami. Rocket body ko yan eh. So, yeah. I miss having gigs and of course conventions. Pero kasi last year, I think yung pinaka-last con was Matsuri ba yun?
Cosplay Matsuri?
Yeah, I think so.
Cosplay
So,
Matsuri.
So, during those last 2 cons, I actually got to bring my niece. And
Medyo malayo yung mic po. Sorry, medyo malayo yung mic po.
okay.
Yeah, better. Please proceed.
Sorry. So, the last 2 cons, I brought my niece. So, nag-cosplay din siya. And I thought this year, magtutuloy-tuloy yun. So, yun yung nami-miss ko actually. Bringing her to cons kasi she's still she's 4 years old.
Yung pamangkin mo.
Naalala mo. So,
Yun.
lang siya, no? Tapos nag-viral.
It's one way to start off young.
Yeah. Nag-viral yung Nezuko niya.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I guess that is what I miss the most. That happened recently. Kasi na-excite ako na maging cosplay partner ko siya. Tapos biglang nagka-pandemic. So, our cos plans got canceled for this year. So, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Pero you can still do a cost trial or cost trip.
Yeah. Kaso pag nasa bahay kasi she just plays. She just plays. And parang no time for her to do cosplay trial. So, parang tinatamad din. So, ako lang. Kaya, eventually, I want her to get into certain conventions din. Parang hinahatap ko yung means ko maging cosplay para maging cosplayer. Yun. That's all.
Ayun. So, we now move on to Ashley. Ashley, this is your second interview during these times. Perhaps your second interview this year. Ano ang pinaka-namimiss mo sa cosplay community? Share mo naman yung pinaka-magandang moment para sa'yo.
Well, for the past years po, na-realize ko po na di lang po career or cosplay competition po yun. For me, it is more on a hobby. A very competitive hobby po. But I could give the best moments I had. Maybe gaining friends po. Winning on competitions and being recognized as a cosplayer is the best moments I had po.
Yes. Thank you, Ashley. Okay, moving to Takeru. Share mo naman yung pinakamagandang moment na nangyari sa'yo before this quarantine started.
Siguro the last event na napuntahan ko was the same as Ross, which was Cosplay Matsuri last year lang, no? But before that, it was also Otaku.
Otaku, yes.
And the one thing that because I can't forget no week before Otaku na yun. As I made this entire costume like entirely from scratch. Tapos like the night before the event, talagang hindi kami natulog ng asawa ko. Me and my wife did not sleep like literally until the costume was finished, and then we went directly to the event. The next thing I knew was that after the performance, I won the actual event because of the suit. And then Cosplay Matsuri, I can't forget that because when I performed or when I got there on stage wearing the same costume, it's like everyone was like treating me like I was the center of attention. Because like because if you actually search the character na I'm cosplaying, very few people have actually cosplayed this character. According to them, I was only the third amongst the entire world to have done this costume. The
Good.
third pa lang. So
Good.
it's like parang yung feeling na I was able to actually showcase this, make it in the same time. Although maraming struggles, in the end, I was like, gusto ko pa i-broadcast. I still want to like show off the costume as much as possible because it feels really good to actually finally make the costume like this.
Thank you for that, Takeru, no? Or tawagin na lang kitang Poch for the long time. Mas madali yung Poch sa akin eh. Yeah. So it's not just in the Philippines that we have this so-called cosplay cramming. There was the same case. It must be the same case with the other places worldwide. Ano? So speaking of worldwide, let's go to TRIX. Share to us the best moments you had in your cosplay career just before this pandemic started.
Just before?
Just before, yeah.
Well, like, honestly, just working on costumes. Like, I've always had a passion for making props, anything from something like this. Oh, geez, I'm stuck something off. To, like, you know, planning things with my friends and stuff. Like, honestly, group get-togethers are my big thing, like group costumes. Like, my last convention was an event called SakuraCon.
SakuraCon, yes.
Here in Seattle. And we did a large group costume. We had all the characters. I don't know if anyone has seen the show Umbrella Academy.
Umbrella Academy, yes. It's a Netflix series, I believe.
I've seen that.
But I cosplayed as Ben, one of the brothers. And we had the whole group. I even made, but yeah, that was my big highlight of before all this went down, because the event, like most events, got canceled.
Yes.
But yeah, so just big groups and like having fun with my friends are my biggest memories.
Everybody misses big groups. Everybody misses these gatherings. You get togethers, you eat, you have fun, and then you eat dinner all together. I really miss those moments. For now, we only have this thing called inuman. So it's like you share a drink on a Zoom meeting or wherever it's called, and then you call it a day, or you have fun. All right, so that's the first part of our discussion. Now we move on to the next part. This is cosplay during the pandemic. Now, let's go back to Dranzer Dice. I heard that there are lots of challenges which frontliners, by the way, frontliners, let's clap our hands for frontliners. Shall we? 1, 2, 3.
For all frontliners, including Dranzer.
All frontliners, all frontliners.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service, really. It's only something that only frontliners can understand. All right, so moving back, you have lots of challenges. Can you tell us your story from your side, especially you're in San Juan right now. It's a hot spot. It was a hot spot. I think it's still a hot spot, right?
Yes.
Yes. Can you tell us your story?
COVID capital.
COVID capital. Iniwasan mo sabihin. Sige, kwento ka. Ano bang experience mo sa frontliner dyan? How are you living?
So syempre, yung March, medyo pa-start pa lang eh. And then yung part na medyo parang shock ka pa sa nangyayari. Parang hindi mo pa alam, takot ka. Actually, before nun, meron pa akong group photoshoot na parang sa Demon Slayer. Then, nalaman ko na parang merong suspect na sa amin. Natakot na ako kasi baka yung part na yun, makahawa na ako. Ayun. So yun. Tapos then, experience ko bilang yung nagka-virus talaga, yung dad ko yung isa sa mga nag-positive sa amin.
Wow.
So, ako, parang bilang nurse na parang parang inisip ko, parang sana maging okay dad ko noon. Then, tapos kailangan na ng mga nurses sa COVID ward namin. Isa ako sa mga nag-volunteer para mag-alaga talaga ng mga hands-on na patients na positive. Tapos ano pa ba? Yun lang naman yung nangyari. Then March, April, yung April kasi yun yung peak na lahat nakakatakot niya. Or parang sobrang, parang first wave ng sa atin. Nandun yung stress, halo-halo, takot. Pero nag-cope up naman ako. Siguro nag-order ako ng mga costumes ko din para may looking forward ako sa mga susunod na mga buwan. Then, yun, masaya ako na nakatulong naman siya para ma-lessen yung stress ko. Nasanay na. Actually, talagang yung, ako as a nurse, talagang yung patient ko is yung mga positive talaga na, as in, naka-PPE kami tapos, kami nagbibigay ng gamot, kami nag-aalaga, kasi, yun nga, bawal kasi bantay, bawal relative, as in, solo lang sila sa room.
I see. So, moving back to your father, how's your father right now?
Okay na siya. After 3 weeks.
Thank God. And of course, there are positive positive news. No, not positive cases, positive news coming from your end na itong may mga naka-recover naman from the virus.
Yes. Well, yes. May mga nakaka-recover naman, pero actually, nasa immune system naman kasi natin. Pero, nandun pa rin yung sa war zone. Yung parang, nandun yung feeling na nandun yung mga na-expired na patient. Minsan, masakit pa rin na, lalo pag mga elderly, kasi makalola o makalolo, nalulungkot talaga ako na nangyayari sa kanila yun. Tapos, syempre, takot din ako, what if mangyari yun sa grandparents ko. Pero, thank God naman, masaya na rin ako na hindi naman sila na-tsambahan ng
and I hope they stay negative from the virus.
Yes.
Kasi nowadays, the news is breaking out na nowadays, the virus has evolved that so much that people 20 to 40 years old can actually easily contract this compared to the immunocompromised, which is the youngsters and then the elderly. So you had your time out. The Frontliners has just finished their 2 weeks time out. From the time that you called for a time out, and during the time out, and after the time out, how was it? Has the cases in your side, in your perhaps in your viewpoint, point of view, has the cases decreased? With the time out.
Lang masabi ko, same pa rin.
Same.
As in, walang...
Same, no change.
Yes.
So, it's the same change, but did it increase?
Same lang.
Pa rin. Okay, yes. So parang that time out was just a 2 weeks pause sa inyo, tama?
Yes, parang gano'n. Para siguro, feeling ko pinagbigyan lang din kami para marinig, pero hindi rin siya, for me hindi sapat ang 2 weeks. Well, actually kahit ilang buwan, kulang pa rin. As in, sobrang grabe. As in, sa point of view ko talaga, sobrang grabe yung sitwasyon. Yun lang naman. Yun lang naman yung share ko. Basta, ang pangit ako kasi yung una nag-share. So, parang ang negative kagad ng sinishare ko. Pero,
yes,
reality
and then people,
talaga.
the media will pick it up and so on and so forth. But yes, please continue. May sense, you're saying something
Yun lang. Masakit talaga. And isa pa sa na-experience ko, may mga cases din talaga akala mo pag gumaling ka na, safe ka na, or pwede ka immune ka na. Ang pinaka nakakatakot dun is pwede ka pa rin magka meron. So sobrang nakakatakot talaga.
And I believe the chief implementer of the Interagency Task Force, one of the chief implementers, our Secretary of Interior and Local Government, the LGU, has contracted the virus again and has to be on
Yes.
quarantine. Yun yung
So,
he's a living, our secretary is a living example na this is not a joke at all.
para siyang infinite, as in, basta ang hirap, basta hindi siya makontrol. As in, yun lang masasabi ko. Masakit, mahirap, pero wala, ganun talaga. As in, tuloy lang. Dasal lang. Ayun.
That is the reality of things. I believe I cut you kanina. Kung gaano kahirap yung sitwasyon ninyo during the quarantine na it's still the same with the
Yes.
timeout that was called upon, yung ECQ. Oo. Okay. So,
same lang talaga siya. Yun lang. Masakit man, pero same.
Let's talk more about that. I'm interested na to know more about that. But moving on to Ross, we'll go to Ross. Most of us are stuck at home, and ako sometimes there are situations na I don't feel like doing anything. I just want to sleep these things ahead. How are you keeping yourself active? How do you cope with this?
Active sa cosplay or just life or both?
Basically, life in general.
Okay.
Or cosplay if you want to add to.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually active in both. And I have a job then, so my job keeps me active. Yeah, so I have to work every day to make ends meet. So ayun nga, with cosplay naman, a lot of people are at home and doing cosplay trials kasi hanggang dun lang naman talaga yung dapat gawin for the time being. Kasi like Dranzer said, malala yung COVID situation, right? So other people don't know that kasi they haven't experienced it yet. So
First hand.
yeah, firsthand. So sa akin, I should follow the rules kasi I don't like reading about yung nahihirapan yung mga frontliners online kasi nakakaawa sila, di ba? It's sad reading about them and as a citizen, I can't do anything about it. Bali kasi I have the only thing I can do is to stay at home, right? Para hindi na madagdagan yung mga cases, hindi maging pasaway, right? So cosplay trials at home would be the best thing for me to do right now. So if may space naman para mag-shoot, why not, right? And if sinipag naman mag-shoot, I do that. But like you said earlier, minsan tinatamad and actually pag wala I prefer just sleeping and eating and watching movies at home. So yun. And that's before I used to work din even before the pandemic. I already worked at home because I teach online. So yeah, so I don't really have any problems with keeping active right now while at home. Yeah. So yun lang,
I
just
see.
yeah, I just prefer staying at home na din muna. Not going out, kahit for shoots lang para lang mag-ingat and umiwas, 'di ba?
Speaking of kasi dito, you said you're a dancer, so is dancing also part of your parang fitness routine? If you have a fitness routine,
Right
kumbaga
now,
to keep you jumping.
tumataba ako actually.
Oh.
Because I eat kasi kain tulog lang eh. I haven't had the chance to. Parang ayoko pang but malapit na yung birthday ko, so I have something in mind.
Ba?
Like I can't. I have something
TikTok ba
planned
yan?
where I won't say it muna, surprise.
Mm-mm.
So, as for dancing, it's been how many years na? Last year pa ako nag-practice sumayaw. So this year wala pa. Kahit
And
solo.
I think that will be your surprise, I guess.
Yeah, abangan nyo.
Uh-huh. All right, sige. Looking forward to your birthday special.
Advance.
Advance happy birthday to you.
Advance happy birthday.
September ba? Yes, Apir. Lahat ng mga magbe-birthday sa September, high five sa inyo.
Paano yung
Alright.
mga mag-anniversary na September?
High five din sa inyo. Isang malaking sana all yan. Ashley, moving to you. Again, this is your second interview. The first one was with Toycon TV, in which I'm affiliated with. I'm assisting Toycon TV. Pero now that we're under this pandemic, people under 18, kagaya mo, are not allowed to go outside. How are you doing? I was supposed to ask the first week of online learning. Has your school started this week?
Well, hindi pa po siya nag-i-start, pero sa October 5 pa po siya mag-i-start. Pero, used na po ako doon. Apo. Used na po ako doon kasi po, nung grade school po ako, nag-homeschool rin po ako nung grade school. Kaya, parang, kagaya lang po nung homeschool, pero upgraded version po.
Kasi ang situation ngayon ng blended learning, I'll be speaking on the context of public schools. The Department of Education has moved the opening of classes to October to give time. Kasi based on what happened, including the kickoff was just a week before the supposed opening of classes on blended learning, and then the government TV is ready, but the teaching personnel are still yet to be prepared para pagpasok ng eskwela. It's their time that will fully prepared na sila. That's the things that is expected of the teaching public so far ng mga educators natin. Any one of you is in this chat or in this panel who are educators, by the way? Ross? Sir, online. So, teaching profession, no?
English tutor sa mga Japanese.
English tutor sa mga Japanese. Sorry. All right. Okay. So, yeah, Ashley, moving back to you, what keeps you active at the moment aside from online learning?
Well, nung nag-start po yung pandemic, naging into gaming na po ako since kuya ko po and cousin ko mahilig maglaro ng computer games. Kaya tinry ko na po yung ibang games since isang game lang po yung nilalaro ko ever since di pa po nag-start yung pandemic. And I always watch Netflix shows po, like The Umbrella Academy and other stuff with my siblings po. And yun, household chores po, tas chill lang.
Speaking of Netflix, hindi mawawala yung anime dyan, right?
Yes, of course po.
Yes.
Ngayon po, tinatapos ko po yung Haikyuu.
Did you say Haikyuu? I love that anime.
Yeah. Gusto ko po i-cosplay siya natin.
Yeah, she said Haikyuu.
I love Haikyuu.
Go for it.
Same po.
All right.
They said it.
We'll get to Haikyuu
My
later on.
favorite series.
Thank you, Ashley. Okay. So, moving
Thank
to
you po.
Takeru. Poch, anong ginagawa mo ngayon? Are you doing well? Bakit? Are you doing well as a crafter?
Honestly lang, that's the thing about the pandemic right now kasi is that ever since the lockdown, us crafters have been having a hard time actually getting clients. Kasi una, syempre, we have no source of income. How would you actually suddenly pay for something that you actually want crafted, di ba? Tapos, yung sad thing pa sa end ko, kasi personal ko to, is that for people who actually just recently lost their jobs, no, the one thing that you would want to do is to actually job hunt as much as possible. Ako, I lost my job back in March. That was before the lockdown happened. And then, like, kung kailan na ako nagkaroon ng schedule for an interview for me to actually get a job, ECQ happened. And then, I only had, like, a set amount of cash saved up nun sa account ko. And that was also completely depleted, like, during the entirety of ECQ. And knowing na I could, like, make projects and stuff like that, I tried to actually get clients, but I can't get any clients kasi majority of the cosplay community right now kasi are students. So it's actually sort of hard on our end na, like, Kuya, sir, how much for this po? How much po pagawa dito? And then you'll give them a price quote, and then they'll be like, sige po, pa-standby na lang po. Hintayin, wala pa po kasi pera kasi because of the pandemic. So I'm like, parang, where are we going to be getting the funds right now to actually try and survive, diba? Because, like, for some people kasi, yung pagka-craft na ng costumes has already become like their actual profession. They're not choosing to actually get an actual profession other than making the costumes. It's gonna be much more harder from here on out. Buti na lang, it's GCQ na, but still, it's still quarantine. And it's really, really hard.
In ano, speaking of yun nga sa trabaho, we have experienced 16.5% contraction sa gross domestic product natin. Meaning, kung, di ba, kumikita ang Pilipinas sa mga produce nito, in-export and mga sources of income. So, basically, kailangan mangutang ng pera ng Pilipinas, as reports have reported, as news agencies have reported na we're this even comes from the president, although we're not getting too much political on that. 16.5% contraction, meaning nabawasan yung value yung in-export natin. As far as I understood, that's gross domestic product pa yata, or yung economy, the Philippine economy basically, para just make it simpler, no. So, ramdam kita kasi there are this endangers, this quarantine alone, this pandemic alone has endangered small and medium enterprises. Yung mga nagbebenta ng mga taho, yung mga nagbebenta ng mga kakanin, mga minatamis, mga sweets, mga hindi lang, mga RTW, basta if you're belonging to the small and medium enterprise industry, last year there was hope that you will improve. Now you have to adapt or die. You have to evolve or die. You have to adjust or die. Yun yung mahirap doon. So,
and that is actually
yes, Poch.
Yeah, kasi that's the sad thing about what's going on here. Pero the good thing that I actually saw on the outcome here is that yung community natin, the entire cosplay community, has actually banded together, no? We started helping each other out as much as we can, which is actually something that's really nice to see kasi recently we've been having issues lang, toxicity, and stuff like that. We've been divided.
Totoo.
Now because of this pandemic, diba, we're getting reunited again. Even if we used to hate each other, let's bury the hatchet, let's just get along again, diba? Parang
Totoo. That does happen. Yun yung mga bagay na ikaw lang nakakakita, actually, Poche. Ikaw lang nakakita ng ganyan. Can you tell us more about that? Any specific project in mind na talaga nag-band together yung mga cosplayers?
Kasi as I told you guys, diba, I lost my job recently. So like yung money na na-save up ko in my account also got depleted kasi it's just me and my wife right now, and I don't have any blood relatives that can actually help me out kasi I've been cast away, no, as a kid. Same thing with my wife, no? So it's just really on our own. And then like so I'm part of a YouTube group, diba? And yung group ko na yon, since like they felt sorry for me. They've been there for me as much as possible. I've been there for them as well. They decided that they would actually help me out muna with like food funds and stuff like that. Bigyan nila ako ng ayuda. And then nung unti-unti na ako nakakabalik like in the the virtual world, the Facebook, ganun, kasi it's been 2 months since na wala akong internet nun. Many other cosplayers who have actually like medyo na hindi kami okay suddenly started like helping us out. They've been giving us extra ayuda, no? They've been giving us recently we lost an apartment, pero like thanks to a friend of ours na nandyan mamaya, shoutout ko na siya, Jason Tabuso, thank you to him, as well as a member of team Z Ninja, si Joren. They were able to actually help me move here to Bulacan, kung saan nakatira si Jason. Dito kami nakikitara with Jason right now. And it's actually very thankful na out of nowhere, someone gave us shelter, no? Kasi like, the one thing that you don't want to happen is to lose a roof over your heads. Diba?
Totoo. Alright. We'll discuss more of that once we have time. Pero thank you for sharing your story, Poch. Nobody knows. I didn't even know your situation until you tell. Sometimes you have to approach people to know their story. Kasi ako, I just stand, look around, conclude, tapos. By asking these, of course, nakikita ko na it's nobody said life was easy. Nobody said life was easy. So, moving on, we have TRIX from Washington State, which I have mistaken as the District of Columbia. Washington State, Seattle. TRIX. Yeah. So, how's the situation so far in the state? Washington State.
So far as I know, since I've been listening to every once in a while on the news, to be honest, I try not to because it's really depressing. But as far as I know, we're still at level 1. As far as last I checked, we were close to, level 2 or 3 at one point, and then we reverted backwards because people weren't following the mask rule and people weren't, staying home properly.
Yeah.
They were all going out. In fact, where I live, there's so many people going out and about, myself included, but like going to like parks, things like that, like not following social distancing guidelines. It makes it really hard. And I currently work at a grocery store, which makes it very difficult because we have so many guidelines to follow, like wear a mask, people have to stay 6 feet apart in line, and trying to let customers know not to, come too close. It's kind of hard because you don't want to offend them. I've had so many working as a cashier at a grocery store. I mean, like, it's not quite nursing, but I guess we consider ourselves frontliners.
Yes.
And it can be honestly very difficult trying to, deal with the stress of, to be honest, with all of what's going on, I'm having a lot of anxiety. It's really stressful because of the situation. So, seeing, my coworkers dealing with their stress, management, things like that, it makes it really hard.
Okay, so to allow me to get hold of the situation further, are you working in a community grocery or one of the big box stores?
It's a big
box.
It's a corporate. Yeah, it's a corporate. Yeah.
Like a Target.
Because I've just listened to a podcast. Yeah, I've just listened to a podcast called Business Wars, and I've heard the stories from the big box stores that the stories, basically the chronology when this pandemic had started, and people were hoarding tissues, hoarding. In the Philippines, we are hoarding alcohol since the pandemic started. Now it's calmed down because there are restrictions on, say, owning or buying a set amount of alcohol bottles. But really, these things, I'm learning from you. It's quite something because again, what we see on the news is something else. This is something else.
Oh yeah.
So
because you mentioned hoarding, actually,
Yes,
at
hoarding.
one point, like near the beginning of the COVID issue, like at the beginning, like what was it, like March maybe? We actually our store had to limit the items. For example, toilet paper, tissue paper, eggs.
Eggs.
Yeah, they because people were buying like packs upon packs, not just like 6 packs, but like 18 like eggs in a box. Like they were buying like 3 or 4 of them at a time. We had to limit them to like 1 or 2 a person. It was
A
crazy.
box of eggs, and so they're trying to get trays of eggs rather.
Yeah, no, they were hoarding it, like getting as much as they can, and then people who needed them
Cosplay diary.
couldn't get them because we didn't have any available.
He
So
wants to make content about what happened to us here in the Canada.
All right. So speaking of, Poch, you have someone with you right now.
Yeah.
I have to get back to you. Your mic's
Sorry?
on. Your mic's on.
Ay, sorry. Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. We're on the now that we've heard from the stories of our guests, and I have to really think further about what I shall be saying following through, because these are not just cosplayers. These our guests are also humans. We are human, and each has their own story. Each has their own perspective on things. Most of those things we do not know at all, and unless we get to the story, if they're open to really sharing their story. So thank you very much for sharing your stories. On the third part, I would like to raise these 3 questions. What's the state of cosplay, not just in the Philippines, but also in your area, in this new normal? And that's the first question. So yeah, let's start asking. This is a fast round. Dranzer, ano sa tingin mo ang magiging estado ng cosplay sa new normal?
Feeling ko parang ganito, parang online muna para safe na rin. Then magse-set up talaga tayo ng mga ring lights, then hanap ng magandang pwesto. Yun.
Oo. Bili ka ng green screen. Oo, bibili ka ng green screen and all. Tapos gagawa ka ng virtual background and all. Relate ako dyan. Ross, what do you think will be the state of cosplay in the new normal?
Ayun, like Dranzer said, online na lang for the most part. Pero it depends then on how people live, right? So if you have funds to cosplay, why not? If you don't, wag pilitin, di ba? Kasi right now, it's not easy to get money. So cosplay will always be there even after the pandemic. So it's up to you guys how you use your money, di ba? So a lot of people need to pay their bills. They need supplies to pay to buy their needs. And I don't think you have to feel pressured if other cosplayers are able to cosplay, right? If hindi mo kaya, wag mo na. So you'll cosplay din once the pandemic is over. So alam ko naman, I know there are a lot of people who are capable and are able to cosplay, but there are those then who can't because they lack funds, and parang minsan we see na may inggit, or they sometimes envy others. So don't push it na lang, para lang it's for your own good din, right? So it depends on how you live even sa bahay in your household, no? Ayun. Pero ayun, sabi ni Dranzer, online lang muna tayo. Yun.
So basically, Ross, to recap what you've said, it's more of kung anong meron kang resources, whatever resources you have, you have to use it, because it's the time for survival.
Yes, it is. And a cosplay is not cheap. Expensive siya. It's really expensive, from the wigs to the costumes to the makeup, di ba? Even the internet right now, every month we need to pay internet for our jobs, right? For streaming. So, kasama
That's
din
something I can definitely agree on, na cosplay is a privilege.
Yeah.
So as anime. So yeah, moving forward to Ashley. Ashley, what do you think cosplay will be in the new normal?
Para sa akin po, our cosplay is in a really bad shape because para sa akin po, it is really much better to meet and to bond with my fellow cosplayers during conventions. Kaya,
Ito, kumbaga parang she's at loss of, kumbaga, she's saying na it's much better to meet with people. Tama ba, Ashley? That's what that's what you're saying? Okay. All right. So, yes, napakahirap din yung parang very distance ka, tapos hindi ka makakapag-fist bump, hindi ka makakapag-high five, wala mo ng beso-beso, so on so forth. It's really difficult. So that medyo grim yung outlook ni Ashley kung tutusin pero I think that's reality. That's reality for now. All right, moving to Poch. Ano sa tingin mo ang cosplay in the new normal?
Well, I would have to actually agree with all the three first, no? Kasi like, as of the current situation that we have right now, we can't even go to malls properly unless we have a quarantine pass or an ID, diba? So it's useless to have an event done. So I think it's more of virtual events na right now, but it is rather difficult na everything will be virtual kasi in the long run, you would still miss, and I'm sure everyone feels this right now, you would miss waking up early or leaving early from work to just go to an event, buy a ticket, meet up with your friends, and just have fun. I'm pretty sure everyone misses that entirely. Yung kahit you're just goofing around like that, just being with each other. And right now, with what we're actually experiencing now, it's very difficult to actually just stay around with people kasi we have to admit, some people don't have internet. Diba? Maswerte yung mga tao may internet sila sa bahay. Kami, naging maswerte kami. May internet kami, but it's a reloadable prepaid internet. But at least we have something, no? And I think the only thing that can actually keep us sane, siguro, or keep us intact is for us to actually, like, just support each other out kung ano yung, like, if one has a problem, try to talk it out with that person, try to help each other out. Unity pa din. In the end.
Thank you, Poch, for that. How about you, Trix?
For me,
State of cosplay, the new normal.
yeah, I think like everyone, I have to agree with everyone. It has to be on. Everything's starting to be online. Like for example, myself, I have been reverting to doing. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch. Yes.
Streaming. Sometimes when I stream, I'll be in cosplay. Like for example, when I play Pokemon, I'll dress up as this character and stream. But just in general, or I actually considered if I find the time, maybe build a prop or something or armor online when I stream. I've seen so many cosplayers do stuff like that. Just everything's honestly reverted online because no one can interact with one another. You can't go to other people's house to work on projects. It kind of sucks, but it's for the better.
To give further context, online events in the US, I've seen Otakon online. I have yet to see if SakuraCon had an online version. I think I missed that. IsekaiCon, they have these cosplay meetups. Otakon online had its cosplay workshop. There's a lot of online events that people will attend to. Especially in the cosplay community. The World Cosplay Summit has finished their 2020 online edition, in which they got Yaya Han, other cosplayers, WCS USA teams, including our very own in the Philippines for the opening ceremony, Team Eureka Ai, si Ping. There's just, nowadays, there's a treasure trove of content. And again, we're already in the age of content where Attention is plenty. Content is as plenty as attention. It's just a matter of time for anyone to just go live and share what they're playing, share what they're cooking. Hachama cooking is something. For those, so really, VTubers, virtual YouTubers, or actual YouTubers or Twitch streamers, they're really aplenty these days. Everyone has to stay at home and they have to keep themselves busy, including us. So thank you, Trix, for that. So to recap what you said, cosplay in the new normal is going to be online. And I like to extend a few more times until 3 p.m. before the next panel starts with Team Okegakuen. And if I may, next question, or this is perhaps the last question, because cosplay is a social hobby. Will cosplay as a social hobby continue to stay social? Dranzer, start with you. Social hobby pa rin ba ang cosplay until now? How will it stay as a social hobby? Go.
Siguro para sa akin, yes pa rin kasi nandun pa rin yung maglulooking forward tayo na maging okay yung lahat. Na parang tayo ngayon, cosplay pa rin, photoshoot din, i-collage lang natin yung mga picture natin, parang kunyari magkakasama tayo, tapos kaya yung ginagawa natin, parang yung online na lang ng mga online meeting. So siguro yun yung parang magiging socialization ng mga cosplayer na yun. Tapos yun, tapos syempre, kapit lang hanggang maging okay lahat. Lang live sinasabi.
All right, Ross, how about you? How will cosplay as a social hobby continue to stay social?
Actually, I think, break niyo ba ako?
Yeah, your mic. Yes.
So, even before the pandemic, it has been a social hobby, and I think it is more now because what I see in the internet actually is a lot of support from each other, from cosplayers. So yeah, I've seen them support each other, commenting, greeting each other, raising each other up during hard times, positive comments, diba? And even before the pandemic, uso na yung online support and socialization. And I think right now, mas uso na siya ngayon because since we can't, even if physically we can't meet up, right? So through the internet, we're able to do that now more often. And lots of events then online. They people try organizers, event organizers like this try, right? So I've had, I think this is my second guesting for an event ever since the pandemic. So I've got to meet new people, right? I've got to talk to my friends, and I've got to stream and talk to my followers. So it's still there. Yeah.
Ayan. So yes, cosplay is still social even online. That's what Ross is saying. Thank you, Ross. We move on to Ashi Misaki. Will cosplay as a social hobby continue to stay social?
For me, I think cosplay will continue to stay social. I always see in my Facebook and TikTok feed a lot of things related to cosplay. I think po, as the cosplay community are making a way to stay social after all. Like making TikTok challenges, group chats, Zoom calls, and online competition prove us that this pandemic won't stop the cosplay community to continue staying
The
social.
Pasta Brush Challenge is one of the proof of evidence.
Yes.
Yung
Apo.
Pasta Brush Challenge
Yep.
na cosplay continues to stay social. Almost every cosplayer is doing that, even in the World Cosplay Summit alumni in the Philippines. So, yeah, thank you, Ashi, for that. Moving on to Takeru, to Poch. Will cosplay as a social hobby continue to stay social?
For me, yes, it will still continue to be social because even as of this moment, we're already interacting with each other. We even have Trix who's on the other side of the world. Diba? This is technically socializing. But the beauty of the socializing that's happening right now is that we're not just limited right now to people within our circle or people within the Philippine cosplay community. We can also expand ourselves to international cosplay communities around the globe, Japan, be it Thailand, be it the US, Canada, 'di ba? The beauty of it is that we are able to like even talk to each other, encourage each other. We are able to speak with each other as much as we can. It's just the fact na, of course, it's still much better now. We're still seeing each other, being with each other talaga, but it's still social.
Right. Thank you, Poch. That's Takeo Arino. And now we move on to Trix. Will cosplay as a social hobby continue to stay social? Go for it, Trix.
I will say always cosplay has always been social, whether you're in person or online. Like for example, like everyone's saying, for example, for me, I try to keep in contact with a lot of my viewers every once in a while. I go online. Like I've been streaming. It's another, to keep my mind off of things. I'm able to interact with a lot of my followers. Even some of my like personal friends will, keep in contact with me through stream. They'll watch what I'm doing. Sometimes we'll even play together. For example, I've been playing games like Pokemon or Super Smash Bros. Things like that. It's like just being able to like socialize with people through gaming has been a big factor for me as both a cosplayer and
as cosplayer or as a streamer or whatnot. Yep. All right. So that ends our discussion. Thank you very much to our guests, our guest panelists. Thank you very much, Dranzer Dice, and thank you very much, Ross Jong. Thank you very much, Ashi Misaki. Thank you very much, Takeru Arino. And thank you very much, Rex.
Thank you.
So once again, for Dranzer Dice and Trix who are at the front lines,
thank
clap
you,
your hands,
guys.
everyone. All right. So now it's it's almost 4 minutes. So let's put your social media handles, your profiles. Where do we find you, Dranzer?
Dranzer Dice Cosplay, Dranzer Dice, sa IG din Dranzer Dice. Basta lahat Dranzer Dice.
Dranzer Dice. Basta i-google ko lang Dranzer Dice. That's it.
Yes, yun na yun.
That's it.
All right. Ross.
Same din, same. Dranzer Dice.
Okay.
Ross DeYoung.official, Ross DeYoung Instagram, Ross DeYoung Twitter, Ross DeYoung TikTok, kahit hindi ako
TikTok.
active. Yeah. And Ross DeYoung YouTube. Yun. Puro Ross DeYoung din.
Right. Ashley.
Same rin po, pero Ashley Misaki Hernandez, Facebook, IG, Twitter, TikTok.
TikTok, tumi-TikTok na rin Ashley. Ingat na lang sa data.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Takeru.
For Facebook, it's Takeru ARIÑO, but for Facebook page, please go to 10 Aizen. Doon ako nag-stream ng Bleach Brave Souls. And for YouTube naman po, it's Sweet Chib. 4 po kami doon sa group. Kasama po yung wife ko. So, like, comment, subscribe na lang din po.
Sweet Chib. All right, thank you very much, Takeru Arino. And Trix, where do we find you?
For me, on Facebook, it's just Trix, TRIX. For Twitch, it's GOT_TRIX, GOT_TRIX.
All right.
And feel free to check it out.
What games do you play again aside from Pokemon on Twitch?
Lately, I've been playing anything from like Animal Crossing to Smash Bros.
Smash Bros. All right. So I guess you'll be fine with the FGC.
Yep.
If I tell my FGC related friends that, hey, this guy's playing FGC, he's playing Smash. Yeah, you'll be fine. Everybody will be fine. So with that said, thank you very much, and I wish I could have your closing remarks, but I think that will do for now. Thank you very much to Red Cloud Interactive for inviting me to moderate the panel. And I would like to also share my activities online. Keepsakes, the podcast on anchor.fm/keepsakes is every Mondays at 9 in the morning, Manila time. And my next guest will be Hino Tora from Senko Watagedan. We'll talk about the Watage experience, but not the artists. We do have discussions on Watage, but we're going to talk about the Watageshi, the person who's doing the art of Siloam dancing. We also have videos on youtube.com/J every 12 noon Manila time every Friday. So this September, I will be announcing a flashback Friday of sorts. This will encompass everything that we have archived from 2013 to 2015. That will be the videos for the rest of the year. So do stick with us as we show the archive to everyone here, especially that there's still no way of holding a physical event, and we all miss going to events. So let me share my keepsakes with every one of you. Also, do follow my Twitter, that's at @Agonoy, and visit my blog at jagonoy.xyz. Toycon TV will have a special episode this Sunday following the watch party for the DC fandom. So visit their Facebook, Toycon PH, facebook.com/ToyconPH. And yes, we're also I'm also part of Xync events. Thank you very much for people who have trusted Xync events for so long, especially during these times. You know, xyncevents.com. That's where I'm at, and I will help you with your technical needs, especially when it comes to online events. Thank you very much, Red Cloud Interactive, for again inviting me here, and do stick with us here at the online pop culture convention for a better normal. Again, maraming salamat po. Thank you very much. Keep safe. God bless. Mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take care of yourselves.
Take care
Thank you
of
po.
yourself.
Take care.
Ingat, maglalabas.
Salamat, David D'Angelo, Red Cloud Interactive, and CPH.
Yes.
Woo. That was fun.
Hello, Philippines. My name is Sushmita,
I'm Sam,
broadcasting live from Global TV Bollywood Studio, India.
live from Global TV London studio. You are watching Global TV Philippines.
I'm so excited to join you. Catch me soon on the Rapporteur News with
Isabel
Isabel Fernandez and Chino Hansel
Filiang.
Together, let's unite the universe with substance by bringing news you can trust. Until then.